The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Hey, what those two guys pretending to be Fall River Vice or something like that?
Fall River Vice? What are you talking about?
Yeah, remember Miami Vice?
Yeah. well, we're live now, so good afternoon.
Oh, boy. Well, welcome for one more show of the Table Topics. And, oh, my God, it's so much going on between local and national. It's so much going on that,
Exactly.
I don't know where you want to start.
Well, I mean, it's up to you where you want to start. I don't, local, you want to start local, you want to start nationally. I don't care. Well,
locally, did you watch the meeting last night, city council meeting?
Yeah, I did watch it. Of particular interest, at least for me, was Buffington Street has just been paved. That street, they tore it up to put a gas line in and water lines. So that street dealt with like one big long line of like half the street was somewhat decent. And I believe it was probably 2 years ago where they finally paved it because it's a pretty decent street. It's from Plymouth Avenue down to Warren Street. So it's a pretty big street. So apparently vision on someone's lot there. And I guess two houses went in and they have one other lot. And they want to open the street because they want to build now. And they weren't aware that there was a 5-year moratorium on tearing these streets up. So how many times has this come up before? We look at Plymouth Avenue. The state just fixed that about 2 years ago, right? I can count about 5 openings on that street so far, which you're not supposed to open it. So the only thing that I'm going to give kudos for is that Buffington Street, they are willing to go from curb to curb, which should be a requirement or we're not going to open it. But still, the street was just fixed. Even with it going curb to curb, there's going to be a cut there that's going to open up eventually. And it's just, I don't know why we can't get this right in this city where every other city and town in this state will not put up with it, but we continue to put up with it. I just don't understand it.
Even worse, John, is we put the rules, but then we break them.
Yeah, they granted it.
So why even put the rules?
Yeah. Well, and I think Councilor Pereira actually said this, I'm going to get complaints. They just paved that road and they're opening it up. And here we are, we're approving it. And here it is, they're approving it because they feel bad for that person. Well, why don't you feel bad for the 150 residents that live on that street that now we're going to have another person come in. That's going to be torn up. And before long, it's going to be like a Stafford Road where it's all torn up. They put the gas line in. I don't even drive down Stafford Road because it's such a mess right now. If you have any word of a decent car, you feel like your teeth are going to fall out, So we're going to have a Stafford Road in the making there. And this is just, we started locally, but for me, this is so frustrating. I don't know why we can't follow rules or why we can't hold people accountable to fix our roads when they tear it up. It's not our problem that you need to go into that unless it's an emergency with a gas line. But again, we need to hold the gas company accountable and do it. But we just can never seem to get this right. And it's like we seem to have 10 nice roads in the city. And one of them was Plymouth Avenue. And they had to tear that up because somebody didn't know about the gas line wasn't in there. And somebody, the stories don't matter. They're all the same. You know what I mean? That we're just tearing the road up because everybody's got a story. And then it's the city's fault. It's not. It's just so frustrating. You know what I mean? Just so frustrating.
Well, another very interesting thing is we keep talking about waterfront.
Yeah.
And how much money we're going to invest in waterfront?
Yeah.
I
Well,
keep saying this for the past 30 years. People been talking about waterfront. Waterfront is going to take years to be developed.
yeah.
How about taking care of the business that's struggling to stay open?
Yep. I agree.
That's that's a frustration to me. Is we gonna keep talking about waterfronts and waterfronts? I don't know one waterfront that was developed
Yeah.
from the city to the waterfront. Waterfronts get developed from the waterfront up to the city. That's how we develop waterfront. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? We don't build everything and then we're going to go there and say, well, we can squeeze a hotel.
yeah.
But guess what? We don't have enough parking. Well, we can squeeze a park. But guess what? We don't have enough to put a hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Didn't
Carlos,
work.
Carlos, I think the issue, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Because if you're from Fall River, you think New Bedford's bad. If you're from New Bedford, you think Fall River's bad. I'm going to give kudos to New Bedford. Their waterfront is outstanding. You know, you go to the Black Whale out in New Bedford and you have all the fishing boats in front of you, water view. You go a block up on Union Street. There's I believe it's the Moby Dick Brewery. Fantastic. You can sit outside. They've done an awesome job. We've been trying to do this
Well,
for 30
you
years
know,
and
you know
nothing's
what's
done.
the truck? You know what's the truck that New Bedford used?
Mm.
They actually built a boulevard that
Yeah,
you can cross.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they built a boulevard, Route 6. You can come from the houses, cross, and now you on the other side, you are right on the waterfront.
yeah,
Not even that we learned from them.
yeah. Well, that's the second phase. I don't think we knew. What's also frustrating for me is that bloody pier there. You know, we were told that we were going to have a marina on that pier, and here it is. How many years later? We're still waiting. You know, it's an empty pier. You know,
Well,
and not only that, Carlos, you know
this,
what's pretty interesting? I don't know if you read this in the paper, but they're going to be fencing in the parking lot at Battleship Cove because there's been so many incidents of drug activity, of litter, and all this other stuff at the parking lot. So now we have to rope that off because of that. It's just a shame. You know, it really is a shame.
and you blame them?
No, I don't
I don't
blame them.
blame them.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
blame
blame
them
them. No, I don't.
because
I don't.
guess what? Every day they don't know if they're going to go there the next day and if the windows is going to be break or
Yeah.
something.
No, I agree. I'm not saying. I'm
You
just
know, I
saying
mean,
that.
I cannot blame them.
Yeah, no, I don't blame them, but I don't blame anybody in particular. I'm sure it had a little bit to do with this COVID thing, but if we did have more things going on down there, it probably wouldn't be an issue as much. Um, but yeah, I was really surprised because out of the 30 something years I've been here, I've never seen that to be an issue there. I mean, yeah, people littered, you know what I mean? You do have a bunch of, you have a group of people that are just, you know what I mean? They
We
just don't want
need
to pick up after themselves.
You know something? We cannot no longer look at the tree. We need to look at the flowers.
Yeah.
And we need to change.
Yeah.
A lot of people are coming from neighborhoods, are coming from cities that has nothing, that's not for river.
Mm.
You know, they come from places that's what they used to do
Yeah.
because nobody care. Fall River is a community that people actually care, that people actually clean, that people actually build, paint houses, renovate houses. These people, they never owned anything,
Yeah.
and they move here and they treat, they come in here and they live the way they used to live there, where places they came from. So we need to go deep into the forest and change that. So we will not or no longer have more people coming into Fall River that actually is going to bring crime and is going to destroy our city.
But you know what, Carlos, this all does come back to something that they've talked about for years. Zoning, planning. You know,
Mhm.
my thing is, they do this in Rhode Island. Number one example, what's one of the biggest problems in Fall River? Parking. So
Mhm.
whenever we will give a building permit now, we should ensure that there are 4 parking spots per single family home. All they keep on saying is 2. That was great in 1980, but we're in 2020. If you have 2 kids, and most people, their kids live at home at least until 22, 23, you're going to have 4 automobiles there. So when we have snowstorms or you want to get cars off the street just to sweep them, you can't do it. Why don't we do that? Why don't we, when something happens, dwindle it down? If there's a fire in a house that's a 3-decker, you know what? I'm sorry, you can only have a single family house there now. Sorry. And if you don't want it, then basically you got your insurance for the house, sell the land, and let somebody else do it. That's the only way we're going to improve things.
I just drove this morning, and I went to drop off somebody up north. So all the way on North Main Street, almost in the Stonets. And I was surprised. They built these 5 houses. They actually, from building to building, probably they have like 20 feet, 30 feet apart.
Yeah.
And backyards. I mean, I swear to God, if they have 15 feet of backyard, it's the most they could have it there. I probably could say 10 feet of backyard. How is people allowing to build houses like that? That space is comfortable to have 2 houses with a nice backyard. That's it.
But Carlos, this is again zoning, right? And I blame the city council. I'm sorry, they can get mad all they want, but you know what? Instead of going in there arguing about these stupid things, why aren't they not looking at the zoning ordinances to look at things? How can we improve this? Why aren't they not doing that? This has been going on. I mean, I have only been involved 10 years and I backed off a lot now, but this has been going on for 10 or 15 years. And it's funny because I don't know, it might have been my daughter that said this. We were watching a council meeting the other night and they were talking about stuff. She said, you know what? This is like a soap opera. You could have shut this off 12 years ago and put it on now, and the same issues are going on, haven't been corrected. It's just so disgusting.
Yes.
They're arguing about these stupid things that I don't really care, and I believe half the citizens don't care about them, and when they could be working on things like that, looking at the ordinances. How are we going to improve this? I brought this up about 5 years ago when we had the last planner in there, and I believe he's back now, Mr. Kenny. But you know what? Do we have a subdivision policy? No, we have no rules or regulations. You know what? Here, just do it. And then they're going to come back and say we have the site plan review. The site plan review consists of water management. Like how are you going to take the water off your property? Which they got forced into doing that because they let these people build these things, and then lo and behold, it floods. Nobody thinks about when you put a building somewhere that has been all open before, heaven forbid, you might have a flood. And then whose problem is it later on? It's the citizens of Fall River that pay the money to fix things that they should have held the contractors accountable for. It just, but what? So why hasn't anybody looked at that on the council? I'm going to have to call somebody today because I'm just frustrated with this. I get frustrated, and then it's like, you know what? Then when you go and you talk to somebody, it's like, yeah. You get lip service, and they don't do anything.
Then you have 3 minutes of citizens' input that they're going to dictate what actually the person can say. So that's no longer citizens' input. I'm sorry, okay? Yeah. Because I was listened to, and somebody sent a letter to citizens' input, and everybody, he didn't lie. He told the truth on that letter. He told the truth. He has a taxpayer. He has all the rights to go after people that are not responsible, making changes and making decisions for his money.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you need to cut, that you're going to cut things out of my voice, what I have to say.
Yep.
Okay.
I know.
So if I was him, I will go after whoever tried to stop it. No, I have the right. I'm a Fall River resident. Okay, you had the right if I was out of town that you guys don't know who I am. But guess what? I'm a Fall River resident. I pay my tax. I work. I volunteer. I do all for this city. And now I need to voice and tell that I'm not happy with this person, and you're going to dictate me if I'm going to mention the person's name or not. I'm responsible enough to call the person by the name.
Yeah, I know. It is. It's frustrating. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you riled up, but yeah, no, it's
no. I mean, this is it's common sense.
Yeah, well,
it's common sense.
Yeah,
okay,
I know, but I mean, but we'll argue about these stupid things for like a half hour on end. People will ask the same bloody questions that somebody asked 15, 20 minutes ago. They don't remember because they probably weren't paying attention. So it's. I don't know how it's, you know what I mean? I don't know how to improve it, but.
And the thing that bothers me is, another thing that bothers me, it's the city council that has a problem, but still approves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If I have a freaking problem, if I have a problem, I'm not going to approve it.
Yeah.
I have a problem. That's why I'm saying I have a problem.
Well, what's interesting, Carlos, is I just thought as we were talking, people have no problem not voting for the budget if they had a problem with it. Why aren't you not voting for this? You know, if it's opening up a street, if you have a problem with it, why are you approving it?
Exactly.
And
at the end of the day, depend who's on the front of you.
Yeah. It does. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe today,
you know, I mean, if a person has 20 houses in Fall River, makes a big difference than me going and asking that I only have one house.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
That's what comes down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it goes, I guess. But maybe I'll have to call a few people after we're done this afternoon.
Oh, they, yeah, and that's it.
And one out the other. Yeah, I get it.
That's it. They just give you an extra 5-minute attention when it's election time.
Yeah.
They give you that. That doesn't mean they're still gonna do or help you, but at least they give you an extra 5 minutes so they can be looking at the wall when you talk. You know. But that's it. The rest, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So finally, did you saw the email from the mayor's office?
No, we get an email.
We got an email. Guess what?
What's that?
Now the mayor wants to get the neighborhood groups on the round table again.
Oh.
Wow. You know, I mean, to tell you the truth, I thought that email was going to come in January because it was beginning of a new campaign season, you know. But I guess don't take that long, you know. And we finally got a message from the mayor's office. You know, I mean, until now, he does neighborhood cleanups on neighborhoods the presidents don't know anything about. And I'm talking for myself. He did cleanups on my neighborhood that I never heard from him, that he was going to come and do neighborhoods. But guess what? Now you want to hear from us. You know,
was it today you got it? I don't think
I got the email today. Yeah,
I haven't checked my email. I'll have to let help know about that.
I have to think about if I'm gonna, you know, have an hour to go there, sit down, and just hear that he cares so much about neighborhood groups and he cares so much about this and that. When since January we didn't even heard from him. But good friend. I'm not saying that he's not a good friend. A good friend. But as a mayor, I don't think he's doing a good job.
Well, Carlos, I gotta give some credit. I mean, maybe it's not the right word, but we have had this whole COVID thing where, you know what I mean, you really can't meet with people. People are paranoid about it. So you got to cut a little slack, at least on that aspect.
John, you can meet with 20 people for cleanup and you cannot meet one president?
Yeah. I'm trying to be...
Come on.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I know. You don't like to step on eggs. You don't like to step on eggs. I don't care because I don't need them. So guess what? If you're good, you're good. If you're bad, I'm going to tell you the way it is. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're good. I'm just, in that instance, I'm just trying to give some kind of reason why. You know what I mean? He just got in. He's been in for like what, a year now. I mean, so I'm going to give a little leeway
Well,
with
what
that.
you don't know, when you don't know, what do you do?
Yeah,
You ask people that know. You
yeah,
ask for help, right?
I know. No,
That's what I do.
yeah, I know. I
Okay,
hear
we
you.
don't go. We don't go just try to invent the wheel,
Yeah,
because the wheel, it's rolling already. You're just going to try to get how you can get moving.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear.
So, but it
I,
is what it is.
I hear you.
And this is a topic for probably for another 5 shows. But um,
You're right.
no, I hate when people use me. I hate when people use me. And politics, okay? People are good people until they turn politics. And I hate politics. I don't like politics. That's why I was never in office. That's why I don't run. Because politics change a person.
Yeah. So I guess running for city council's out, eh?
I'm not thinking running from city council, because I can tell you, if I don't agree, I'm not going to vote yes. I don't care if I'm going to be the only one voting no, but I'm going to vote no until I have my answers answered, and until I agreed with. You're not going to see a yes from me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
So,
totally agree. I agree with you.
because they all do this, and they all approve like this budget. They approve this budget and everything. We know that's going to be a mess next year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
but they still give it to you this year.
yeah.
Because guess what? Next year, if I'm not in office, that's it. It's not my problem. But you started the problem and then you jumped off. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, there's sometimes no easy solutions, but I hear you. I mean, it's unfortunately, like I just said prior, you know what I mean? You can watch this 12 years ago, shut it off, and put it on right now from 12 years ago, and it's the same issues. Unfortunately, that's why people get frustrated, like
They
you and I
just
were
they
earlier.
just they just don't listen, John.
Yeah,
We have been talking about this transfer station for years.
yeah.
Okay?
I know.
All the plans on the tables, everything was on the tables. Okay? They did nothing. Administration came in and gave a damn about it. Moved on. Okay, moved on. Came into now that instead of us using $6 or $7 million, is going to cost us 25 million.
I know. That's what happens.
And the problem is still not going to be resolved,
Yeah.
because 10 or 15 years down the road, they're going to have to do something about it again.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can wait till next summer or the year after that, because, who knows? If the economy doesn't get quite as good as it was before, things will be cheaper. People will be willing to work for less, so we can get the contractors in to do it. Trying to be optimistic, Alex. Trying to be optimistic.
Well, I don't know. I'm losing my faith, because every time that I see a light down the tunnel, I said maybe somebody that really cares is going to get in there. It's going to make the difference.
Yeah.
But guess what? They get in there. It's like they open the brain and they change the brain.
Yeah.
And nothing is done, and we still on the same mess.
Yeah. The light goes out. Just when you see the light, they shut it off on you.
Oh my God. So,
I hear you.
but anyway, I think we have a couple of minutes left for our show. It's 4:27 right now. So sorry we didn't have time to go nationally.
Yeah.
I think for one thing, it's good. I mean, I think we've been covering national couple of shows. So probably next show we will go there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we will have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there'll be. I mean, there's stuff happening every day. You know what I mean? You probably noticed this, right? It's like something happens in June, and it's like, wow, June seems like a long time ago, because like every day something's happening. You know, so it's a wonder that, you know, people are even keeping their heads together.
It,
You know? So,
it's been a long year. It's been a
oh
long
yeah,
year.
yeah,
I
I
cannot
agree.
wait to get to December. I told people already, I'm so sick of this year. I just want to end. I just want to get December around and just say bye-bye to 2020. I don't even want to think about it. Let's see that next year if we can uh, get better and do more stuff that we missed a lot this year.
Oh, yeah, no,
Believe it or not, we missed a lot this year.
but hey, I told you this prior.
So
I'm so glad that I got the chance to go to the Azores with the group. Alice and I were really glad to have been able to do that, because who knows? You never know what's going to happen in the future, and it's always nice to do things, you know, when you have the opportunity to do it, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. So I'm just really
yeah.
happy I got to go on that. I went on, you know, one or two other trips prior to that, but I always wanted to go there, and I'm just happy that I get that opportunity and jumped at it.
And they're doing good. They're doing good so far. They're doing good. So
Okay.
they're keeping up the numbers very low.
Yeah.
I think last time they had like 9.
Wow.
Yeah, the numbers are really really low, and they actually put the people.
Yeah.
They close the people, make sure that
Yeah.
the person don't come out.
How
So,
how is
and that comes from out. That's all people that came from Portugal, from Lisbon.
yeah, yeah. But how is
So
the how tourism, is it kind of dead now because they're not letting people in from like the UK?
they at 30% now.
Okay.
You know, yeah,
So
they pick up some July and August. They
yeah,
pick up some, so they at 30% now. But guess what? They're building like crazy. They're building a lot of hotels.
yeah, yeah. So
They're
how
building.
where Americans aren't allowed to go there, but what is it? People from the EU can go?
No, we are allowed to
Oh,
go. Yeah,
really?
you can go. Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's open. It's
oh,
open.
do you have to take the test before? Is that what it is? You have to have.
Yes, you
Yeah.
take the test. I mean, I took my test a couple of days ago because I'm going to go for sleepy study. So I'm going to have actually to sleep on the hospital. And
Oh,
every time that you have to stay there, you have to have it done. So I
okay.
had my done a couple of days ago. But yeah, you do your test a couple of days before you go, and then you get tested again when you get there, and that's
Yeah. What is it? Is it a swab
and you're good
test?
to go.
Is it a swab test, or do you have to do the nose thing?
Yes,
Oh, it's the
yes,
swab. Oh, okay, that's easier
yeah.
then.
So.
Good, good. Well,
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad because they need. I think they need the results at the on the moment.
yeah.
They keep your number and everything just in case if something changes. Um, but it's been fine and yeah, definitely. I had calls. I've been having calls if when I'm gonna go there next year. So
Yeah,
January. I told them I cannot do anything until January. But in
yeah,
January, I will probably will book it for sometime into 2021
yeah.
to go
It's
back there. So
it's gotta come to a point that this has gone its route. I mean, you
it's
know,
gonna go. It's
yeah,
gonna go.
yeah. You know, when all these people have been, you know, faced with it, or they've got it, or they've been, you know, in contact with it, it's got to eventually, you know what I mean, go away. But I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah.
scientist. I try to listen to the doctors, but sometimes the doctors aren't right.
Hey,
So
nobody's perfect.
yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
very good, John. See you next week. And we're done for one more show, Table Topics. Thank you again, and see you next week.
Good night.